I thought I would share this with my fellow harbor freight tool enthusiast, if you want to call us that. I was cruising through a neighborhood the other day, dropping my daughter off at a friend's house, and I saw this from the road. It was a bucket with that bright green tape on. I said, "Broken car washer, 15 bucks." You know, the blue looked like it could have been in any one of a number of pressure washers, but had a suspicion it was a broken Harbor Freight Hydrostar. They always break. I've had a couple. In fact, I got a couple for spare parts. So I stopped and took a look, and was going to walk away from it. Didn't want to buy a broken, Harbor Freight, Hydrostar for 15 bucks, especially when I got two of them at home. It's just at that point the lady said everything in the bucket comes with it, including the bucket, for 15 bucks. When I started looking, it looked like there was a FATMAX, a 3-foot leader hose. There was a quick disconnect. There was an absolutely brand new 25-foot Simpson pressure hose. Looks like it had never been taken out of the package. 25 feet, M22s on both sides. The hose alone was worth 50 bucks. There also seemed to be some, some miscellaneous pieces in the bottom. Gave her 15 bucks, brought it home, put it on the bench. I'm going to take it and lay it out, and we're going to see what was in the bucket. Be back in a few. All right, let's check this out and see what's here. Looks like a brand new Stanley FATMAX 3-foot leader hose. Check those out on Amazon. They're $9.99. The biggie, brand new Simpson 25 1/4 3200 psi line, M22s on each side with fitting to join two hoses together. I'll look that up on Amazon, $41.99 Prime. Garden hose quick connect. Didn't look that up on Prime, but I know they're about $4.99. This one's pretty good too. It's pretty heavy. It's brass. Brand new box of rubber washers. Can always use those. Couple bucks. All the miscellaneous screws. Looks like the garden hose fitting was taken out for some reason. Have no idea why. It looks like they were intending on putting it back in there, just didn't, because here's a roll of Teflon tape that came with it. Pieces look like somebody took it apart. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, because they had that new hose, that maybe there's a leak in this hose or something. I don't know, but we're gonna disassemble this thing. I'm gonna look inside of it. It's mostly disassembled anyway. It appears to only have a couple screws in it. Take it apart, get it on the bench, be right back. All right, here we are with it all disassembled. It only had a couple screws in it, so it's pretty easy to pop it loose. As you can see, these are actually pretty simple inside. Right here, you've got the motor housing, the switch. This is the actual pump head. Seems to be aluminum cast. This part right here is the part that always breaks. It's real cheap ABS style plastic. It's called connector nut number 29, and this is what always breaks on these things. You can't buy the extra part online anywhere. In fact, Harbor Freight, or actually Hydrostar Pacific, on the parts page for this has big bold letters that says this is not available. It's the part that always breaks. It's just cheap ABS plastic. If you leave this thing outside or in your garage and has any water in it all and it freezes, this will break. The only way to fix it is to buy another pump head, and they're like 50 bucks, which defeats the whole purpose of buying this cheap POS. I'm gonna blow it out because it looks like it's full of spider webs, and had some residual water in it. I'm gonna blow it out, reassemble it, put it all back together, and we will flip the power on it together and see what happens. Be back in a bit. All right, we're back. I got it all put back together. Went back together pretty easy. It was filthy inside. Had a bunch of leaves, bugs. Blew it out, cleaned it out. It took me about 30 minutes to do that. I put it back together the way whoever was going to try to put it together apparently wanted it. I put the leader hose on it, put the quick disconnect, put the other end on my garden hose. I have not tried it out yet. Have no idea if it works. Everything looked good. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't work. I used the new 50-foot Simpson hose. The old one had some obvious holes in it, and I suspect that's the reason why it had a new hose. And I mean, somebody was going all out on this Hydrostar Harbor Freight POS pressure washer. So I'm going to hook it up. We'll test it out, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Hooked it up to the water pressure. Let it set quite a few minutes. Has no leaks anywhere, which is always a pretty good sign. Got my number one assistant here, so we're going to try it together. 3, 2, 1, go. And there you have it, folks. It looks like it's working pretty good. Go ahead and continue watching, Derek. So it looks like it's probably working. I mean, I haven't run it for any length of time. You know, I mean, 60 bucks worth of parts, a washer and everything for 15 bucks. Can't beat it. Gotta love them garage sales. Have a great day. All right, final thoughts on the Harbor Freight Pacific Hydrostar 1650 PSI pressure washer that I scored on a garage sale, put back together. It worked pretty good. I washed that pickup truck that you saw earlier. I washed the Ford Focus next to it. I ran it straight for over 5 minutes. It never failed. I did hook up the original hose and it was full of holes. I assume that's why the new one was there. All in all, it's pretty good. I'm not going to put the top handle or the wheels back on it. I find that, you know, that makes these things pretty unstable. They flip over anytime you put a slight pull on it or anything. With 25 feet of hose, and the fact I got a couple other 25 feet hoses, plenty of hose, it sits nice and solid, flat without the wheelbase on it. All in all, pretty good find. Thank you for watching the video.